Hey Yesterland fans, I'm Neil, and on today's episode of The Toys That Made Sense, we're going over Star Wars, Kenner / Hasbro, the Retro Collection 3.75 Star Wars Droids action figures. Remember those? Remember that cartoon? Well, we got that sneak peek of Boba Fett in that Christmas special, and we all wanted to run out and get that character as soon as we saw it. So I've got those, the Retro Collection on card, and I'm going to be going over those today. So sit back, grab your favorite beverage and snack, and I'll see you in a minute. Alright guys, so here we go. I've got them here on my table, and look at this card work. Isn't this beautiful? Brings me back to the early 80s when the Droids cartoon came out. Now, I must admit, I wasn't a big Droids fan when the cartoon came out. I don't know if it was, because of Return of the Jedi, and I was so hung up on Jedi, and Jedi is one of my favorite of the trilogy, the original trilogy, because it was just that special time that I can really remember going to see it, and I saw the whole movie straight through, didn't fall asleep, nothing. So it really holds a special place in my heart, Return of the Jedi. It was just at that age where I can remember all of it. But then we get this cartoon, and I remember being pretty stoked as a kid, thinking, oh, we're getting a Star Wars cartoon. And then I remember watching a couple episodes, and I was like, well, where's all the hero characters? Where's Han? Where's Luke? Where's Leia? Where's Chewie? So I don't know if that kind of didn't do it for me at that point, but I really don't remember watching the remainder of this cartoon. But I do remember paying more respect to it and recognizing it as a cartoon as I got older. And then obviously I got to share this cartoon with my children as they were growing up. And unfortunately, they're not they're kind of Star Wars fans, but not like I am. But anyways, here we got it. The Star Wars Droid Retro Collection, if you will. I call it more Retro Vintage Collection. It's the 50th Lucasfilm release on their vintage card back here. And yeah, so pretty stoked about it. We get this beautiful original looking card. Now obviously they're updated with all the legal mumbo jumbo up at top, the choking hazards and stuff like that, because obviously kids just don't know how to not put stuff in their mouth and swallow it and choke, so we need to have that on there. And then flipping these card backs around, we get a picture of all of the characters there on the back of who we get. We get C-3PO, R2-D2, and Boba Fett in this wave. I don't know if we're going to get all the different characters and the villains and the aliens and things like that, but for now, we're at least getting these. And like I said, even though I didn't really care for that cartoon, this was just a cartoon that I ended up appreciating later in life. So anyways, with that being said, let's dig into these a little bit. So here we go up top. We got C-3PO here. He's underneath that ship with R2 laying down. We get that awesome coin in there. Now, I'm not going to be pulling these out of package. You guys all know when it comes to my 3.75, I like to keep my stuff on card. Doesn't matter if it's retro or if it's new or anything like that, but this is what I like. We get the age description up top, 4+. We get the Star Wars Droids logo, beautiful graphic up top, and the adventures of R2, D2, and C-3PO. And that's basically what this cartoon was, right? This cartoon was all of basically C-3PO and R2-D2 going on different missions and getting into trouble and things like that. So yeah. Now, as far as the figures themselves, now these are not 3 points of articulation style characters. These are again, more like I said, this vintage, new style look that they got to them. They can pose. They might still be 3 points of articulation. They're just thinner, and they have a little bit more, I guess, tooling done to them, if you will. So, but they have that classic look. They have that classic look. They just don't look like the original, the original ones. So that's C-3PO, he's in that mustardy yellow looking color, and he's got some great detail. Like, you can definitely tell that is C-3PO there. And then you get his coin up top. He's sitting there or standing there. It looks like there's some individuals in the background, and it just basically says C-3PO Droids on it. So I remember seeing that as a kid in the stores. Moving on, we've got R2-D2. Now, I just picked him up. Actually, C-3PO was done first in the line. He was the first one to come out. They were all for pre-order, but he hit the store first. Then R2-D2 has popped up on the market here recently, and you can find him now pretty much in any of your local Targets or online stores. So, yep, R2-D2. He's got that more cartoon look to him. He's kind of toned down. He's not as flashy and sparkly. In his helmet, he doesn't have that metal vac material going on top, but you can definitely tell he's more of a I don't want to say comical, but cartoon-like figure there. And you get his coin on top, and it's basically R2, and it looks like some other little droids there off to the side working on him. And then you get the graphic of R2 being silly with all his different parts in his body there that come out, or his robotic body there, and getting into mischief. And that's about it. And then we're moving on to Boba Fett here. Now, Boba Fett is still on pre-order on most of your sites out there, like Target and some of the other sites like Big Bad Toy Store, and I believe Dorkside, or I believe he's still up for pre-order up there, maybe Entertainment Earth. This was somebody's pre-order. Like I said, I picked this up at a Comic-Con here in Austin just this past weekend, and I pretty much figured I better get him now because I know he's going to be hard to get. If and when he makes it to the store, it's just going to be a hard hunt to find. So I thought, well, I might as well get him now so I'm not having to rush around or miss out on it. And yes, I paid double for what he's worth. I paid close to 30 bucks on him, but I'm okay with that. It didn't break the bank, so really excited to get him and add him also in the collection, because I figured he was going to be a tough one and a hard one to get. You get that great graphic there on the front of Boba Fett there. Looks like he's possibly maybe in some kind of spaceship. I don't know if it's his per se, but he's got his pistol there, or his rifle. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be his rifle there in his hand. And it's that classic look of that Boba Fett that we saw when we were kids for the first time on screen, and we're like, who is this character? What's he gonna be? Is he gonna be in Empire Strikes Back? When we found out, I mean, like, we didn't know, and then we got to see him in the holiday special. So it was very, very cool to see them release this figure back then, right? And I didn't get him in this Droids looking pastel-y color, if you will. I had to get him in the Empire Strikes Back card. So, but anyways, yeah, it was really, really cool. Now, he obviously, he's kind of toned down in his colors. They're not as bright as what I remember, and he looks like he's kind of pigeon-toed there in his card. It's not too bad, and his head's kind of cocked off to the side. One thing I did notice, and I've seen a couple people commenting on it, I don't know if you can tell, but his head kind of looks like it's bobbling there on the top of the neck, the peg there. He's been getting some kind of negative feedback on that, but I don't really see it. I don't see it being a problem. And then we get his coin there, which is probably the best coin out of all three of these coins in this first run. He's standing there at attention, and it looks like we've got the one of the Return of the Jedi Sarlacc pit cruisers there in the back, the skiffs, the sand skiffs there, and then we got Bounty Hunter, the coin on top, and then or on the bottom, and then we got Boba Fett on top. So really, really cool. Probably out of the vintage line that I have on some of these characters, this is probably the three of the best that I think that they did really well, outstanding on their cards. And I think for the price point, these are sitting right around about $14.99. So you know, it's not a bad deal. So if you're willing to pay a little bit more, probably right now, like on eBay or any of those other sites, to get one of the pre-order Boba Fett's early, that's your best bet. If not, good luck to you trying to find it in the store. I believe they'll be there, but it's going to be hit and miss. I highly doubt that they're going to flood the shelf. If they do, then I stand corrected and I apologize. But anyways, guys, this is the Star Wars 3.75 Kenner Hasbro retro release vintage collection, however you want to call it, 50th anniversary or 50th anniversary for Lucasfilm. And what a beautiful set of card backs, and they'll be going up on my wall. So until then, thank you very much for turning in. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see all of you in Yesterland.